Hi, I'm William Shatner. We're in the Valley of Fire in Nevada, shooting Star Trek 7, and you won't believe what you're going to see.
Shake the brain.
First of all, you've got to understand this is not planet Earth. This is an alien world in another part of this galaxy.
The mystery of this land is where did all the colors and the rock formations come from?
It's one of the wonders of the world. I think there's a petrified forest somewhere near here. Lake Mead, over there, the Hoover Dam. It's one of the wonders of the world. We're lucky in a way to be here.
This was once a sea, so we're on the seabed of an ancient sea. What was here? Jurassic Park.
It's a magnificent place. It really is. I've never been to anywhere quite like this. Reminds me a bit of maybe, has overtones of Death Valley or Monument Valley perhaps, and maybe places in Utah, you know.
The rock formations are continuously interesting. The sun forms different shadows every moment as it goes across the sky, and the cinematographer is watching and looking with real envy because we have to do the day's work, and yet the light gets better as the sun fades. The best light is just before the sun goes below the horizon, but you can't get many shots in that period of time.
Well, we were looking for a place. We were looking for a place that didn't look like any other place on Earth, and the Valley of Fire has some marvelous topography and almost volcanic look. The reddishness of the rocks is why they call it the Valley of Fire.
After a lot of location scouting, David Carson selected a very remote location, and we had to build it and shoot it in the middle of the summer, and it was just appallingly hot. It was 105, 110 degrees every day.
And our difficulty with this particularly beautiful park is that we had to find a place that was close to the road for all our vehicles. And so when we first scouted the location, we went and we looked at a hill down there. And we stood on top of it and went, but this isn't the highest part around here, let's go up there.
There were not very many other choices, and I think it was the location that sparked everybody's imagination even before we went there when we just saw the pictures of it.
We looked for a place which didn't look like Earth, and where we could put Saran very close to the sky, and which looked like the highest place around.
The other choice might have been Trona Peaks, but we'd used Trona Peaks in Star Trek V, and it didn't have that sense of volcanic coloring that the Valley of Fire has.
Everywhere you look, it's a fantastic, spectacular 360 degrees where you cannot see any civilization at all. It has the most wonderful, unearthly quality.
The whole place has a feeling of somewhere where human beings have no right to be. It's entirely alien, and I mean no pun by that, to creatures like us.
The vista is enormous. I mean, the vista is like you're on a planet with no civilization in existence in any direction. That's pretty hard to find, especially in the western part of the United States, close to Los Angeles anyway.
Incidentally, the only way that you can achieve the summit there is going hand over hand up a rope, and every single member of the cast and crew has done that every time we got up to the summit.
We had people working for us whose only job was climbing up the mountain. It was a good 15-minute hike up the mountain, and there were places where you literally had to hold on to ropes to get up because it was slippery and it was steep. And they had to put all kinds of stanchions for safety purposes. There were 2 or 3 guys whose job was solely to bring bottled water up and empty bottles down because there was nothing up there whatsoever.
Very good, here we go. Okay, recording dialogue, everyone. Everyone settle in, don't move, don't whisper. Here we go. And our artists are set. Roll, please. Rolling. Sound speed. And sticks. Action.
You don't have to do this, Soren. I'm sure we can find another way of getting you into this nexus.
I've spent 80 years looking for another way. Believe me, this is the only one.
Cut! It's not good. It's not good enough.
We're looking at pretty well a sheer rock face here, and even sheerer on the other side. And for 4 days, we've been on the very summit, Bill Shatner and Malcolm and myself, and 40 or 50 stalwart crew members under conditions as unpleasant as any that I've known.
Ready? And roll, please. Rolling.
Sound speed.
Hey, Mark.
Action.
It's only about 110 degrees. It's not too bad. There's a bit of a breeze. Actually, I thought it would be worse. So I can't complain.
Come on!
I'll slap you with my bloody gun.
I can spit on that angry.
Checking in positions, please.
Did he miss his mark?
Our principal villain, Soren, played by Malcolm McDowell, has created for himself here not only a rocket launching pad, which is going to dramatically affect the gravitational forces in this sector. I even talk like a Star Trek episode now. But also he's created for himself on the very pinnacle a platform where he's going to be plucked out into a created different environment that we call the Nexus, which is where all of one's dreams and imaginings come true.
Roll, please.
Rolling.
Steady.
Marker.
Set.
Action!
You must think I'm quite the man.
It's all that crossed my mind.
I know why you're here. You're not entirely confident you can shoot down my probe, so you've come to dissuade me from my horrific plan. Good luck. Now, if you'll excuse me, Captain, I'm rather busy.
Soren!
Like a baby.
6-1.
I want to check for John first. I want you to lose all this vehicle for that little turnout right there.
Wrestle our way through here, cross into here, roll into the thing. I like it.
Soren and Kirk fight here, and it's an exact duplicate to when Soren and Picard fought. Soren and Kirk advance to the second tower, fight. They advance to the third tower, they fight. Okay. Kirk falls off. Soren falls with him, but Soren only falls to the first platform. Kirk falls all the way off. Soren thinks he's dead. Soren starts back down this way. Kirk comes up. He rock climbs. The face comes up and ends up on the top. They have their final confrontation, and you have to see the movie to see how it ends.
Bud and I have worked together on a lot of pictures. He's very, very good, very safety conscious, as well as the exciting stuff that he stages. So we work closely because sometimes the camera has to be in the right place for the stunt to work.
Cut! Very good. That worked great. Terrific. That worked great, guys. You guys ought to take it up professionally.
Everything was good, but just a little
Getting
bit in between beats.
Danny?
Hands up.
You know what the problem with you guys are? You're never satisfied.
Get him up, you know?
Yeah, there's always something. If it's not this, it's this, it's this.
Hey, it looks great.
I've done a lot of the fights.
Except
I've
for-
studied a lot of stuff over the years.
Perfect. One.
So I'm
I like
pretty
that
good.
better, yeah. I mean,
They're
I'd like to
better,
get some
but I'm
of that
pretty
stuff added
good.
in there.
So I can add my feelings as to how the character
gonna
would
have to
fight.
really-
And
really have
the
to
thought
sell
is
that, otherwise it
to
looks
keep it
like-
close in and Captain
Yeah.
Kirk in his last fight and all. So I'm just observing on that.
Set your cameras. Clear. And action.
some of this is dangerous. You can see, I mean, we're close to the edge of the cliff and whatnot. But
and it's actually at kind of full force. I mean, you're really going at each other too.
Yeah.
You know, and when we come into the actors, we just break it up and give them their pieces, you know, for their close-ups.
Cut! And sticks on edge. And markers. Pretty good to me.
And cutting. We've already worked these routines out. We show them to the actors. We train them, and then we come in and do pieces. Since we know the routine better, I mean, you wouldn't know now. We're just redoing the whole thing, but we can do an over-the-shoulder with one actor, and then do a reverse on it, and that's the way it works out.
Don and I have been working together for a number of years. Yeah. I think we met on T.J. Hooker.
Yeah, T.J. Hooker and the other Star Trek 5, Star Trek 6.
And I'm usually Billy Idol's double. I don't know if you can tell that.
He's doubled me a lot in the stuff that we've done. We're close. And it's good. It's a real working relationship.
This is our first day in the heat, so I don't know. But I'll tell you, after lunch, it's awful hard to get started again.
Yeah, it saps your energy, and like you almost get like brain dead or something. You know, you got to, instead of some things being real natural, all of a sudden you got to kind of start thinking about it again.
Yeah.
Because your energy level goes down. You have to be battling that all the time to keep it up.
Oh, thanks, Randy. I'm gonna really hit you when you do that. Thanks. Pay you back.
I've done a lot of fights, but I've never been on a rock like this. I mean, this is scaling the heights of fights. It's not so much the height, it's the heat.
Okay.
And it's not so much the humidity, it's the dryness. It's really sapping all of us. So we start out in the morning. I yelled charge all the way up. And now after charging, I'm spent.
We got a little taste of it yesterday when they brought us out here at 4 o'clock. And it was even hot then. It was just
no breeze.
No breeze. We're just like, oh.
Yeah, and I'm in a black polyester suit tomorrow. Oh, no.
And then, of course, is the physical exercise. Beyond just climbing up here and existing in the heat. You know, doing one of these fights is not dissimilar to fighting itself without the emotion. If you could keep us cool in a pretend fight, this fight simulates a real fight. I mean, you're landing the blows, you're pushing as hard as you can. In addition to that, you're very conscious of not hurting anybody and hitting marks and focus. So there's another mental factor involved too.
Yeah, well,
so
take it now, and if they don't like it, they'll take it out.
Ranks up there with the difficult ones.
We're doing the line first, bud.
I don't think I'm known to be really an action actor, but I do enjoy it, actually, very much. I usually go more by the text, the parts that I do, but I love to do action stuff. I've done it quite a bit in my early career, not so much lately, but I do enjoy it, so I tried to get fit, played a few more sets of tennis, you know.
Malcolm is enthusiastic, he's emotional, he's hardworking, he's terrific.
Well, I don't want to give it away, but the right guy wins this fight. And I think you may be looking at him.
When we finished filming and the movie was put together, there was a test screening. It was decided that the end needed a little bit more punch. The conflict between Malcolm McDowell and our two captains didn't have as much action-adventure excitement to it as it could have. So the decision was made to go back, and it meant reconstructing the entire set in a very short period of time.
Basically, what I'm doing is just rigging for the fall, which is Bill Shatner sliding off after he gets knocked off that tower there. He hits, grabs a line. Unfortunately, it pulls out, so he keeps going all the way down and then gets hung up halfway between that overhang and stops and hangs there, then swings in, lets go of the line, or the line drops off, and then he starts free climbing back up the cliff.
I've done a little rock climbing, and I know that sandstone is very slippery. It breaks. So I'm imagining relaxing as I fall, you know, and when you hit, if you're totally relaxed, there have been stories where people have fallen out of airplanes at 5,000 to 6,000 feet, and miraculously have survived. These stories are going through my mind as a form of mental gymnastics.
That's the most dangerous part. The overhang's going to pitch me out toward, this little ravine here, and then it'll swing back in. And what I'm doing is I have a friction belay on it so that it'll slow me down before I swing in too much. So that hopefully will be good and work nicely, but that's the most dangerous part. The climbing and everything else is pretty safe. We have cables and safety cables on.
Does Bernie use the cable?
No.
He never uses it. You'll never see him go up.
The only reason we dressed it with the cable is so when you fall and make the first hit, that's when you grab, and then it goes after you, and then when you hit the end, it's boom! Then he lets go of the rope and climbs.
Sail on sea. And set.
It looks a little worse than it, or maybe it doesn't look any worse than it is. Maybe it's worse doing it than it looks. It's shale. I mean, you see the guy kicking the rock? It's loose. I mean, nature is at work here. It just depends how fast nature's working. I've tried to keep myself limber, and I've tried to keep myself in shape, and not for a little reason, for a great reason, because I'm playing Captain Kirk, and I wanted to be ready for each movie and not act my age.
And cut. And focus.
Teamwork.
Very nice, Bill. Now.
Feel good?
You want to stay there, Bill, for the dropping of the cable?
Yeah, is he all ready to drop
Are you guys ready to drop it?
A fatigue entered in the drive-in this morning. Arriving for work, I was fatigued. Fatigue is an enemy for people making a movie. It's as palpable as the food and as the water and as the air. It's an entity, and for me, over the years, I found total denial is the only way out. You just deny that you're tired. I'm not tired. I'm just taking a deep breath.
Teamwork. Teamwork. Number set.
And action, Bill.
And cut.
The studio very correctly decided to reshoot the ending. And I have a sweatshirt somewhere that has a John Eaves drawing on it, which is called The Return to the Valley of Fire. We had to build a 65-foot long bridge that had to collapse, and it had to be safe, and it had to be helicoptered into the Nevada desert, all of which was done in a very short period of time, about 3 weeks. We had built a lot of steel work, a lot of iron and steel staircases and platforms, and attached it to the rock of the Valley of Fire in order to create Soren's little experiment to get him into the Nexus. We had given all that ironwork after we'd taken it and polished all the stone, and you didn't even know that the shooting company had been there. We'd given all that to the rangers, to the Forest Service that serviced the park. And they put it in an iron pile, and I think we're going to use it for their own purposes as it was needed. And so we went back in September thinking we were going to have to rebuild all of that stuff, and there it was, sitting right where we'd left it. It was much less of a job than it otherwise might have been to reconstruct all of that. And then in addition to that reconstruction, to install this 65-foot span of bridge. It had to be built by a special effects team, had to make it out of aluminum in order to be able to get it there into the right location by helicopter. We had built the receiving end on either side of a chasm that it had to span, and the helicopter came across and dropped it perfectly on either end. It was quite a sight.
Shake the bridge.
And action!
During the course of the filming, the bridge is blown up at one end by Soren, and Kirk is caught on the edge of the bridge, and the controller that he has to catch slides down this broken span, and of course Kirk catches it at the last moment, is able to decloak, and then Patrick Stewart is able to get to the firing mechanism and change the rocket so that it doesn't go into the planet and create the Nexus phenomenon. So all of that was the second ending that I think added a great deal to the excitement of the ending. Certainly was less cowardly on the part of Soren to have shot Kirk in the back.
24th century isn't so tough.
Kirk indeed is killed then in a more heroic way, where he is found in the wreckage of the blown up bridge. I personally crawled in and was Kirk's understudy for that sequence, making sure that David Carson, the director, had Kirk's face and body in the right location inside the wreckage, and I climbed out and Bill climbed in. It was a good thing that we did. It was a better ending, and it made a stronger picture.
Did we do it? We make a difference.
Oh, yes. We made a difference. Thank you.
At least I could do. But the captain